Do you guys not have the brand Pizza Pops?
No.
Oh my god.
Hearts to Hearts. My name is Ruth.
And I'm Nicole.
And with us, we have a guest from BVBArmy. Please, here is Victoria with us today on this episode.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Hello. It's nice to finally have you on this show here.
Yes, I'm very excited. My palms are sweaty. But I'm ready to go.
Awesome. For those of us who are watching and listening, this is our wonderful friend and a wonderful member of the BVBArmy, Victoria. She has her own podcast here on YouTube and everything called Radioactive, which our friend Ian co-hosts with her too. But we're very excited to have Victoria on here. So thank you again for coming on.
I'm ready to talk Black Veil Bride. So
yeah.
Let's get into it.
And yes, we're in the month of December, BVBArmy. And that I have to do this. I did this last year with Nicole, and surprisingly, she did not slap me when I saw her in person. She probably forgot. So I'm going to do it again. Maybe she'll remember.
I'm already confused.
It's okay. When I play it, you'll be like, oh, yeah.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I'm so glad I only heard like a snippet of that.
The most wonderful time of the year.
That's a lie.
I don't know. No, it is. It is the most wonderful time of year. I argue. I'm coming into like awful territory right now, saying that Halloween is my least favorite time of year.
Okay, I can't save you on this one, Nicole. I'm sorry. I did not know this.
I respect the opinion of Halloween, though. It is cool, but I've discussed this with Ian many times. I cannot watch anything scary related, so Halloween is just not in my books.
I just feel like during the holiday season, people are just rude for no reason. Like, you'd think it'd be a wonderful time of year because, pretty lights. Like, the lights are pretty, the decorations, but people are rude as hell.
That is true. I will say that. That's why anyone who works in retail, thank you for everything that you do during the holidays, honestly. So,
see, I'm in Canada, so people aren't too rude, luckily. We're mostly nice, but you get the odd Karen that'll like ram you with her shopping cart and tell you to, piss off or whatever. But
must be nice over there. Must be fairly nice over
there. It is. It's decent. I can't complain about the holidays over here, except it's pretty cold. That's the only thing.
Fair enough. So anyway, but yes, I know. Okay, let's get over the fact that it's December, winter holidays. Okay, let's get to the main point of this episode here. So in today's episode, BVBArmy, we are actually going to do a recap of the Trinity of Terror Leg 2 and Leg 3. We know that Leg 3 is not officially done yet. They do get done in Monday the 12th here in Seattle, Washington. That still hurts my soul. Let's not talk about that. But we're going to do a recap since we did already recap with the one and only Laura Watson for Leg 1. And this time we have Victoria to help us out with Leg 2 and Leg 3. So I guess let us start then with Leg 2 of the Trinity of Terror tours. Where do we even begin with Leg 2?
We could talk about the set list for starters.
Set list. Black Veil Bride's kept it the same, I think, from Leg 1 and Leg 2.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't think it was really too different.
Well, there's a little difference of change of songs. They did play Born Again, which thank you, Black Veil Brides, for playing that, because I know there was talks about it in Leg 1, but then it could be the factor. I don't know if it is because of Lonnie breaking his leg during Leg 1. They just couldn't play it, so no one got Born Again because there was supposed to be a switch there, but I think with the injury, I don't know if it's again a factor, but they just didn't play it. So,
well, and I know for Leg 1, they were also supposed to play Stolen Omens.
Stolen Omens.
And I think that kind of got scrapped too because Lonnie got injured, and he helps Andy a lot in that song. I think I would assume. I don't know for sure.
we did hear and saw that there was a CC drum solo, but I think Andy did say in the Andy show, I think I could be wrong, that they made their set list too long. So they had to cut things out, like CC's beautiful drum solo. And then All Your Hate was another song. They were supposed to play Stolen Omens, another one. And as we mentioned, obviously with the injury that Lonnie got during leg 1, it could be the factor that they just couldn't play those songs. Victoria, as you said,
he does lots of backing vocals and helps Andy out, I know, with lots of the songs. So, I mean, it makes sense.
I'm looking at the set list I got for leg 1. So I'm trying to remember for leg.
Oh, I got the same one.
For leg 2, obviously they did the intro. They did Faithless. They did Coffin. Nicole, did they do Crimson Skies? Yes, I want to say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Crimson Skies, Shadows Dies. Then we got Born Again. Scarlet Cross? I can't remember.
I feel like we also got Wake Up.
Yes. Did we? Yes. No. Maybe. I can't top off in my head. We did not get All Your Hate. Obviously, Knives and Pens, The Legacy, Fallen Angels, and of course the encore song In the End.
Yeah, I think they played Wake Up right after Born Again, honestly.
Okay, you could be right. I can't remember. All I remember of going to leg 2 was so much fun and adrenaline. So
now, did you guys go to more than one show on leg 2? Or
so
did
leg
you just go to
2, Nicole actually attended the Red Rock show. Nicole, that is your territory. Talk about leg 2 on the Red Rock show.
Leg 2 Red Rock show was awesome, but it was a sad day too, because Black Veil Bride's stuff did not arrive on time, unfortunately. Like, I guess the bus that was carrying all of their equipment, for guitars and drum sets, etc., did not show up. So they were hoping that it would arrive by 5, so that way they could play. I mean, Motionless in White even offered the guys their instruments, but I mean, with all the amount of tunings and just the differences, it wouldn't have worked out. So they unfortunately couldn't play at Red Rocks, and they were robbed twice. This is their second time being robbed of Red Rocks, you guys.
I know.
It breaks my soul.
No, I know. I was literally texting you the day when you were going, and then when you told me like Cherry Bomb did not announce Black Veil Brides and stuff, and how the crowd was booing, I'm like, I thought it was something like a beef or something, but then when Black Veil Brides came on and explained, and it was posted everywhere on social media, I'm like, I was like, what just happened?
I know. I remember I was texting you and Cassidy, and literally I had informed them that I was like, Cherry Bombs didn't even announce Black Veil Brides. And that's what started the confusion. So many fans were really angry. Like, they didn't know. You had like so many rumors going around, like people stating this and that. And then when Black Veil Brides came on, but there was like no intro or just them coming out without instruments, I was like, uh-oh. Third time's the charm, right?
Third time's a charm. Third time is a charm at Red Rocks for BVB. I did watch the Lonnie vlog that he did over at the Red Rocks, and he just seemed so happy. And then all of a sudden, equipment did not show up. So I'm like, my heart went to them.
I just feel like all legs of these Trinity of Terror tour shows, like something went wrong on each leg.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up, because I know you attended the first leg and stuff, but like, I don't know if you saw this on social media, but fans were literally saying it's the cursed tour for BVB because of everything going wrong for BVB, a little bit for Motionless, but Ice Nine, totally fine.
Yeah.
That's why when leg 2 were announced, like, honestly, I was knocking on wood, manifesting there was no injuries, nothing for Black Veil Brides. Red Rock show happened, equipment did not come up, and I'm like, did I jinx it?
I think only one thing went wrong with Ice Nine Kills, and I think that's when their pit was so chaotic that people were getting hurt, and I guess they had to like stop playing their music. And I heard that Spencer was not like happy about that, but I don't really know the full information. But that's, from my understanding, one thing went wrong with Ice Nine Kills. Set.
I think we mentioned in another previous episode they made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Ice Nine Kills was like nuts when I saw them. That was the first metalcore show I ever went to, and I was at Barricade, and the pit was like literally right behind me. It was pretty crazy. And my little mom that's like 5'1", I'm like,
me.
It
yep.
was crazy.
Yep, I experienced that at Oshkosh show when Andy got tested positive, and Cassidy, God bless her soul, saved my life. But okay, so we do know all the cons that happened at Red Rock Show for the Trinity of Terror Leg 2 for BVB, but they did make it up. I don't know how they pulled it off. God bless their souls, their managers, any management team, that they did make it up for the Denver fans over there in Colorado at the Oriental Theater, right, Nicole?
Correct. Yeah. I'm grateful that Black Veil Brides did that. And I'm just grateful that the venue allowed them to put on a free show as well. And for anyone wondering, like, there were limited tickets. Like, they weren't tickets to purchase. You just had to claim a free ticket. But because the Oriental Theater was so small, I think it could only hold like 700 people, but they were willing to hold up to 1,000. We were cram-packed in there, but it was honestly awesome. Like, I just have to point out, there was really no opening bands. They did have like one local band come on and perform like 3 or 4 songs. But when you just have a crowd full of only Black Veil Brides fans, it does not get chaotic or crazy. No one gets hurt.
I was just about to ask that, if it was just like Black Veil fans, because that would be nice.
It was. And like, you wouldn't believe how kind people are. You know, you go to shows and you have people like shoving and trying to push you out of the way, maybe elbowing you. Not these guys. You have people that go, oh, hey, I need to go pee or get a drink. Can you save my spot at the barricade? Sure. And you don't even have to save it because no one tries to steal it. Like, everyone's so respectful.
See, and Nicole, you got pure luck, I swear. Like, I know it was with the in-between tour, obviously Cece got tested positive for COVID, but you got an acoustic concert of BVB done for you. Still very jealous of that. And then you have an Oriental Theater BVB show with just strictly Black Veil Brides fans. I would die to go to a concert for just strictly Black Veil Brides fans, because I've seen that with my own concerts, when like either their last or first, like all the fans there for BVB are strictly respectful and have the concert etiquette, I should say, and not shoving their way and being greedy and with this. So, I mean, I'm happy that you had such a phenomenal experience at the Oriental Theater with BVB fans for BVB. I mean, that's rare to experience.
I wish y'all could have been there, honestly. It would have been perfect.
It's pride. But I was happy for you. But I was crying. The Trinity of Terror Leg 2 basically all happened in September. Holy cow, these men are busy bees this tour, I swear.
Yeah, they've been touring their asses off this year, so they deserve a much well-deserved break.
But with Leg 2, they traveled.
I don't know.
I'm going to say, for Trinity of Terror Leg 2, please correct me in the comments. Do not roast me. They were mostly dominating the Midwest section over there throughout all of September. Again, very short leg, but they somehow did it, working with all the venues. And I mean, again, props to all the management teams and venues to working for that Leg 2 at least. Like, I can't even imagine how much work that went into planning.
Just for the whole tour in general, like 1, 2, and 3.
Leg 2 and 1, 3. For Leg 2, I know it was very short, but those of us who are watching and don't know, we also made a vlog experience on our channel that Nicole and I actually went to Cincinnati, Ohio for the very last touring date at Andy's hometown to go see Black Veil Brides. And it just kind of all happened that other fans were going to be there that we knew, that we just kind of had a small BVB meetup, which was freaking amazing. FYI, it was just amazing. I'm sure Victoria, Ian has told you many stories of that adventure. So
no, hearing about that story of you guys all meeting up was just like super cool, that, you know, the Black Veil fans all came together in Andy's hometown and, you know, went out and supported them. So
it was truly amazing. I never thought in a million years I would do that, but it happened. And Nicole was there. We were there. Just everyone was there. We saw Chris Biersack and we're like, what?
It was truly a magical experience for a lot of the BVB Army.
Mm-hmm. And we're hoping to maybe down the road next year to do it again. And I don't know where that's going to be, but we're hoping that happens. Maybe Canada, for you can come and join Victoria. I don't know. So
no, I told Ian, I said that if they do a Vancouver show, we got to pile in a car and go support Lonnie in Vancouver.
Ooh, okay, yeah. If that words get spread out, I know Cassidy's gonna break Nicole and I's arms to come.
I'll have to get my passport, but yeah.
I gotta renew my passport.
If I come to the States, I would have to get my passport too. So
Hey, Pacific Northwest, come to Seattle. Nicole, come to Seattle.
I'm trying.
But we're hoping we could do another BVB meetup because it's not just like you, Victoria, who have been mentioning that, but other fans and Twitter is like, I want to meet up with the BVB fans. I want to do this. Nicole, how many times have I said this in our podcast? Like, there should be some type of BVB fan army convention, like almost like Comic-Con, strictly for Black Veil Brides fans.
yes, we got our rate. I'm down for this. I will be on the board. We need a board of people, and I'm down to organize this.
It has to happen. I don't know where or when, but it has to happen somehow.
Yes, it's like Spencer doing that. What was it called? He did that Silver Scream one or whatever it was called. It's like that, but just Black Veil Brides.
I mean, come on. I mean, I love the fact, Victoria, said board. Like, yeah, let's make a board. Let's start planning this out. Let's pick a location, have all fans from all over the country, maybe the world, I don't know yet, come to meet everyone in person and like have like basically like Comic-Con, like have panels or fans or like have sections where BVB fans can sell their own artwork of BVB or I don't even know what they do in Comic-Con. I've never been to Comic-Con. So
And then you have to hire emo night to DJ like the last night or something, have just a big like rage or something, just have a big party at the end.
I mean, they have to play all Black Veil Brides.
Black Veil Brides.
That's fine. I'm just saying we need emo night here too. We need them in on it.
Oh my god, emo night, strictly Black Veil Brides, all fans with BVB merch, war paint and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I would be so excited to see people's like different cosplay versions of the guys. That would be super dope.
This could be like a whole week convention, and then each day is like you dress up in an era. So first is like We Stitch. The next day, Set the World on Fire, Wretched, like, you know what I'm saying? So each day you dress up as a different album.
This has to happen now.
It does now. It really does.
I think, okay, so I know when we recap leg one, we kind of gave it a rating. I know Victoria didn't get a chance to go to any of the showings in leg two, but I know you've seen things through social media, but at a scale of 1 to 10, how would you give leg two at least? Because I think leg one, I want to say got 8.5 out of 10.
I'll try rate this here. I didn't go to any of the shows, but what I saw on like social media, it looked like they were better. Not better, but they seemed like good shows. So I would probably say, since I wasn't there, I'm gonna give it a 7, just because I wasn't there.
That's fair.
I will say a 7.5.
For everything that they did for Denver, Colorado, and how Cincinnati was, for me at least, I'm going to give it, call it bias, a 9 out of 10.
It's 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, I thought leg two was like so incredible, honestly. Everything about it was amazing, despite the mishaps that happened, but I mean, phenomenal.
Fair enough. So leg two, I think it's a 9.5 out of 10 for our rating rank at least. So shall we get into leg three?
I just have to say, mad jealous for everyone that got to go to leg three, because that set list, jaw dropping. I am so hurt. I wish Black Veil Brides came to Colorado for leg three. Dang it.
I am there with you, Nicole. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get triggered and get cry again. Leg three, though, I feel, obviously, it's been shown on social media, Black Veil Brides changed their whole set list for leg three. I mean, we just got the morning EP out, so fans who went are getting Devil. They are getting Shadows Rise. They're getting Shadows Rise from the Phantom tomorrow.
Getting all the good shit.
And they're playing We Stitch.
We stitch these wounds. And I just can't anymore. Like, I was just really struggling that the first stop they went to for leg three was in El Paso, Texas. Again, I'm going to try my very best to tone it down there. I'm from El Paso, Texas. That's where I very first saw my first Black Veil Brides concert. They were there on...
There's so much pain with leg three.
Like, I could have gone, but I had to do the adult decision and other stuff. But I do know from the El Paso show, so I had a friend who went there and he was so excited. He does like Black Veil Brides. He's mostly a creature for Motionless in White, which I understand, but he was really looking forward to it when they performed. He enjoyed everything. He enjoyed what Motionless did because they added new things on a couple of changes songs to their set list. Obviously, Werewolf was one of them. And then Black Veil Brides came on with everything brand new with visuals, the songs, and they had their awesome Halloween face paint on, moving on roof. And then Ice Nine Kills, I think did a couple of changes to their set list.
Yeah, I know the guys from Ice Nine, like, you know how they were wearing like suits, ties? Now they're doing like the bow tie, like Hollywood sunglasses, bow ties, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen a little on TikTok. I have been seeing that Spencer has been wearing the same coat that Candyman wears in those movies.
Is it a trench coat?
Yeah, the furry
Yeah,
brown. Yeah, he's been doing that. I know they're still doing Psycho. They did change up into the fantasy suits with the glasses. I have been seeing a lot of Motionless though. I think because of Werewolf is very popular.
But I've heard that Motionless in White has been very theatrical for like 3.
Yeah. They have
like stilt walkers now, and the I don't know what correctly to call them, but they come out and they like shoot sparks into the crowd.
Those are part of the cherry bomb dancers, right? That are doing pyro stuff.
Yes,
the pyro performers are. There's a term, I can't think of it. I just think of Cirque du Soleil. I have been noticing that too. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on this because, again, Victoria, I did recently watch your episode when you had Chris on, and I know Chris touched base on this about having performers and the kind of the backstage with the band performing the songs, like what Ice Nine Kills does and what Motionless does right now. I want to see what your thoughts and opinions are on that. If Black Veil Brides was going to do that with like their actors, performers in the background while they play, because I know I've seen on Twitter, some fans are wondering, can Black Veil Brides do that? Can they have performers do something while they're performing or something like what Motionless are doing? So I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on that.
I think it works for some bands.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Black Veil Brides tried it, I don't know if it would have the same effect.
True.
Ice Nine Kills has their best album cycle right now with this Welcome to Horrorwood and the Silver Scream, and it works because it's all Halloween based, right? But like Chris, when we talked to Chris, he doesn't know the effectiveness for like long term, and I kind of agree with that. Like, how far can you take it?
True.
You can't do like 4 or 5 more albums, right?
True.
Like it's going to get stale after a while. Now, with that being said, I think they do a really good job with it. I really enjoyed their performance when I saw them, but I don't think like Black Veil, I don't think could pull it off. Just because they're a live band that doesn't need anything else. They have enough with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that the other bands don't. It just works because Ice Nine got really popular with that. So they're obviously going to stick with what is making them money, right? And Motionless, like with the werewolf thing, because they have people coming up and dancing to that. Like, I don't know if they're going to do this for their next tour or not, but it's nice to refresh things like that. But for their next tour, they'll probably go back to just performing. But I could be wrong.
What about you, Nicole? Your thoughts if Black Veil Brides were going to have performers?
Call me old-fashioned, but I love how Black Veil Brides already has their sets, to be honest. Like, I do agree with Victoria that when it comes to like Motionless in White and Ice Nine Kills, especially more Ice Nine Kills, because their songs are horror based, I feel like they're kind of made to be more theatrical. But in my personal opinion, I feel that a lot of that theatrical and stunt events kind of really take away from the show itself. Like you end up missing out on the guitar playing and the drums hitting, and you miss out on what the lead singer does. And I feel like when it comes to Black Veil Brides, they are rock and roll, and I love nothing more than to go see them live, to see a rock and roll show. I don't pay money to watch them, have all these dancers come on stage or have crazy shenanigans going on. I think they're perfect exactly how they are. And I mean, it's not that it wouldn't be cool if they did do something like that in the future, like especially, say if they come out with another concept album and they kind of wanted to do something theatrical with that, I think they could pull it off. I think it would be totally awesome. But for me personally, I just love seeing them perform a regular live show.
Ditto. And again, I'm in the same thoughts with you, Nicole. Call me old school, but I pay my money strictly to go see Black Veil Brides performing live. Cece on the drums, Jake and Jinx on guitars / violin, Lonnie on the bass, Andy with his voice, because I'm there to hear their songs live. And I feel like with performers, again, it's not a bad thing, but for Black Veil Brides and with how their songs and performance are, I feel like if they did have performers, I would just get very distracted and not be able to focus on the talent that they're performing and Andy's voice and even Andy's speeches, because I think when, because before they go into another song, he's like, thank you so much for coming on. He says something little and stuff. He does interact with the fans, either that's like a crazy scream in the background or something, or someone screams something randomly. He like interacts with that, and it's different for every show. And I know sometimes when the Bengals are playing, he'll mention something about the Bengals. So yeah, I feel like when performers are like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cool, but I'm just like, it's not a Vegas show. It's a rock and roll show.
Well, and that's a thing you don't see. Motionless in White does, like Chris does, but Spencer doesn't really, after a song, he doesn't really interact with the audience like Andy does. Chris does.
Yeah.
I know I've seen him crack jokes and whatever, but so that's might just be the band's style of coming on. They're performing a show.
Yeah.
They're there to do their job and out they go. But like Black Veil Brides, you don't see any of the other bands on that tour getting up on that platform back to back and ripping a solo.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, Black Veil doesn't need it. They're back and forth and they're on the platforms, they're down, they're jumping, like there's enough going on with them.
The show.
They are the main attraction. Eye candy.
No, but I'm really glad that you both stated that, where, Chris and Andy make speeches. And I think that is something that I truly love and adore about Black Veil Brides, is because every single show, Andy always has a story to share with everyone. And I love, love, love when people get that on film and they're able to upload that. Those are special moments.
I have learned anytime I go to concerts, especially with Black Veil Brides, to always get the phone as soon as they stop playing a song, put it up, make sure you're recording, because Andy's going to tell a little story or put a little speech and you don't want to forget that. Like for leg one, he told like, so you're probably wondering why only 3 of us are like walking back and forth on stage. That's because Lonnie broke his leg.
Well, like I learned to just keep my phone handy because 2 things happened at leg 1. So they were singing Crimson Skies and I was filming because it's like one of my favorite songs. So I'm like, okay, this is one of the songs I'll film, then I'll put my phone away. Right as I put it away, I'm singing to Andy and I'm pointing to him like, we were born to fight for this. And he looked at me and we spent like 5 seconds just singing back and forth to each other. I'm like, I didn't get the song film. No. And then another time he came off the stage during Knives and Pens right in front of me. And I was like,
I know, it's always that battle of like, you need to make storage in your phone to capture everything, because I've had it happen where I didn't delete enough stuff where I was mid filming and then my phone said, you don't have enough storage. I'm like, you phone.
So with Leg 2 and Leg 3, they both had different opening bands. And I kind of just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on Atreyu and We Came as Romans.
So I did, obviously, with Leg 2, witness We Came as Romans. I don't know all the names from Ice Nine Kills. Someone came from Ice Nine Kills and was eating rice. Do you remember that, Nicole?
Oh my, that was strange. I was very
like
confused. I don't follow the band.
I was very confused. Like, okay, someone from Ice Nine is coming with We Came as Romans while they're performing and they're eating rice.
that was definitely probably Ricky.
Most likely. Again, I don't know their names. I apologize for anyone who's Pink fan. I apologize, but that was like I do like We Came as Romans. It barely had like a nice sound, and I would listen to them again. Atreyu, I haven't really listened to them really, so I can't really say much on that.
Yeah, I don't know much of We Came as Romans and Atreyu either. Like I probably would have checked their stuff out if I was going to a show date. But I honestly don't really know anything. I think I've heard one "We Came as Romans" song, and it was on a Pop Goes Punk album, so it's not even their song. But yeah, both I've heard are excellent performers though. Atreyu apparently is very good with their performance and just like interacting from what I've heard. So.
Yes, I've been seeing that on TikTok. They've been interacting with the fans a lot and actually getting into the crowd.
I'm on the same boat as you guys. I only know Atreyu because I had a friend that was like completely obsessed with them. I only liked one song by them, and it wasn't even a song of theirs. It was a cover. They did a cover of Heart by Bon Jovi. It was actually bitchin', not gonna lie. But We Came as Romans. Yeah, I don't really know much about them, so that was my first time seeing them live. I mean, don't get me wrong, they did a great performance, but yeah, once again, don't know much. That's why I wanted your guys' thoughts.
No, you're good. We apologize to We Came as Romans and Atreyu. I'm sure you guys are great. We apologize.
I'm sorry for not listening to your music. I apologize. But the only reason I know who Atreyu is because so Evan Potter, the guitarist for Lil Sar, he's on tour with them right now doing guitar tech. And I know Evan, so that's the only reason why I know who Atreyu is.
It's okay.
So, like I said, I apologize.
It happens, like with you, Victoria. Every time I go to a Black Veil Brides concert, opening acts, and if I don't know that, I will try to listen to their music. Cincinnati show just kind of happened within once, and I was just like, I was mostly focused on meeting Nicole, getting to Cincinnati. I was like, I don't have time to listen to as We Come as Romans. I apologize, and obviously I didn't go to leg 3, so yeah. I feel like we have to address this because if we don't, I know she's gonna murder us. But for leg 3. November 11th, it was a very special moment for one particular fan in the army that Andy actually kept his word and brought her on stage to play her flute. Cassidy Downs finally got a chance to go on stage during the performance of Black Veil Brides to perform on her flute. I believe she played Lost It All and something else. I forgot.
Savior. I think.
Yes.
I wish that was a show that we all could have attended because that would have been so incredible to see Cassidy up there. Like just see it live would have been amazing.
I know. I mean, she's been tweeting at them for almost over a year now, and it happened. So for those fans, Army, never say never, because if Cassidy can do it, you guys can do it too. I mean, just the fact that Andy kept his word and actually brought her on stage and it happened. I mean, come on. How freaking awesome is that?
I'm just saying, if I were Cassidy, I would never be shutting up about that experience.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't either.
It's more reason to love Black Veil Brides. This just shows how incredible they are to their fans.
Oh, yeah. God, I wish I was there, but I am so happy for her. Cassidy, if you are watching, again, congratulations on that. Honestly, that is a core memory you have to hang on to and just relive every time you watch the videos. You probably still cry every time you watch those videos and everything and that whole day experience. So again, congratulations, Cassidy.
She works so hard doing flute too, man. Like, and as a musician myself, like I know the hours you put in of practicing and wanting to do stuff so that actually happened to her is like so cool.
Kudos to both of you. Like, well, I just want to say kudos to anyone that plays an instrument. I've tried, like I have a violin. It's hard work, and your guys' dedication and patience is absolutely unbelievable because I've found that it's something that I don't have patience for. So seriously, the fact that you guys work your asses off to learn to be able to play like such incredible music, whether you're making your own or you're doing covers, it's absolutely beautiful.
Kiss.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be playing guitar like I am. Probably not even playing guitar if Lonnie wasn't my teacher. I know I can play like I because of that guy. So
he's a good teacher. I would not. Yep. Perfect teacher.
But I don't know if you guys have heard. I've heard that leg 3 by far out of all of the tours have been absolutely insane with the crowds. Like I've been seeing a lot of chaotic and craziness going on in there. Wow.
Yeah, I have been seeing that a lot on TikTok. And again, BVB Dad has made his opinions very clear on Twitter, saying about like how I know fans who are strictly there for Motionless or Ice Nine Kills tend to leave when Black Veil Brides perform last or in the middle or just booing or just like, why do I have to be here? You know, obviously, Nicole, we kind of witnessed that at the Cincinnati show because obviously Black Veil Brides performed last and we just saw this whole group after Motionless and Ice Nine Kills just left. And, you know, Chris Motionless, when they were performing, like kept saying like, please stay here for Black Veil Brides. This is Andy's hometown, blah, 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 blah. And surprisingly, even Spencer just real quickly said, coming up next is Black Veil Brides, stay for them and stuff. Shocking.
I'm surprised.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But
The fans do not know what they're missing out on.
The thing is, though, Black Veil has a reputation where people don't even listen to them and they're like, oh yeah, Black Veil Bride sucks. It's like, have you ever even listened to their music?
Right.
And they're like, no.
Thank you.
It's like Nickelback. People hate on Nickelback for absolutely no reason.
They're hopping on a trend and it's
a trend. I have seen people like walk out and complain on social media and stuff. And it's just like, you need to give Black Veil Brides as much amount of respect and everything like you do with Motionless and Ice Nine Kills. And even with concert etiquette, the crowd, the moshing and everything. Because I've seen fans on Twitter saying like, they are getting squished in barricade or they're not getting let out in the crowd when they want to get out. It's like, what happened to crowd surfing? That's too. Like,
oh, that's been insane.
If you see someone drop, pick them up. If someone wants to get out, you let them get out.
There was the show I went to on leg one. There was only like one bad incident that happened that someone actually had to leave in like a wheelchair.
Ooh.
What I think happened, they were kind of near the pit. I don't think they were, but I think they might have passed out and then maybe got stepped on or some shit. But like the EMTs ran and they loaded her on a wheelchair and yeah. That was the only one time they had to stop the show.
Yeah,
but
I have been
this last two
on TikTok that there's been a couple of times during Motionless that Chris had to stop and say like, hey, is this fan okay? Hey, can we get this fan out? Or get back, guys, you're coming too close. Even with Black Veil Brides, like Andy says paused or stop in the middle of the song, like, hey, this person needs help. Can we get help for that?
Leg 2 especially, because I remember Chris, after a song that he played, he literally told everyone that he needed them to take a step back because he noticed that they were starting to squish everyone that was at barricade. And then just like you said, Ruth, when people aren't letting them out, after Motionless and White, I was like, bruh, I'm gonna die when Ice Nine Kills comes on. So I'm like, I gotta go. And I literally turn around and like people that we were talking to like before the show had started, they were all nice. But then as soon as I turn around, I'm like, I'm trying to leave. They wouldn't even move for me. So like, I'm just gonna like, Ian, thank you for being a savior and literally giving me a piggyback ride out of there. Because
literally
I made it out alive.
You know what I think a big problem is for leg 3 is that they're playing such bigger venues.
Yeah.
More people on the floor, right? So that might also be a problem.
There's a lot of factors. It just could be just a generation and people, and it's just it's again a lot of factors, but I can't emphasize enough for anyone who are going to any type of tour, there is a concert etiquette. Honestly, if someone needs to get out, you let them out. Okay, if someone's fall during a mosh pit, you pick them up, because we don't want any bad injuries. We don't want MATs. Let's basically say we don't want astral rolled to happen. So
what makes me mad is when you'll see videos on TikTok of Chris telling people like, hey, chill out, and they're like, oh, they're stopping the show for no reason, like da da da. It's like, no, they're not. Those are the type of people that have no manners when they go to shows.
I know. And again, that's why, Nicole, I am so jealous that, again, when you went to the Oriental Theater and it was strictly Black Veil Brides fans, and how you were saying, like, if someone needed to get out, they let them out. If someone needed to go see someone or get a bathroom or drink water and save their spots, we BVB fans did it. And I'm just like, did we forget the memo, guys? Did Black Veil Brides fans remember the memo of concert etiquette?
I feel like Black Veil Bride fans are honestly just super respectful when it comes to concerts in general. And I mean, I'm not saying that fans of other bands aren't, but I feel a lot of heavier bands, their fans are just out for pure violence and blood.
I mean, minus all the intense crowd surfing and mosh pitting, I think leg 3, I think I would say all three bands pretty went full out. I mean, obviously Black Veil Bride started changing the set list. Still kind of jelly, but I'm moving on slowly. But oh yeah, side note, I know this is completely random. Leg 3. Can we just talk about how Andy's been doing makeup?
Yeah. That man can pull anything off.
This is my theory with the makeup, okay? Because like, don't get me wrong, I know he does like some eyeliner and some war paint and stuff, which we appreciate, but I haven't really seen him do like full makeup for like every single show or like a couple shows here and there. So I'm just like, Andy, I love this. I do. But my theory is, are you testing eyeshadow for a possible makeup palette?
I would hope.
Because I'm like,
I
you
would love that
barely
so much.
do this, Andy. You do it like on like big days and stuff, and not like, back-to-back shows. So are you like,
it's very true. And when he does do like eyeshadow, it's usually like black or like a darker color. Now he's been doing like light blues and pinks and yeah.
There's a brown one I saw. Yeah. So I'm just like, are you testing out something, Andy? Because I'm just saying, the BVBArmy has been wanting a makeup collection, a palette for quite some time now. So if you are testing something,
I would love to see Andy for like one of their next shows. I would love to see him in drag, honestly. Drag makeup. Drive me wild.
You need to do that makeup for him.
That'd be like,
I do want to take one of his makeup looks, but I want to make it drag and dramatic just to see if I could do it.
you know, that would be cool. But I do have mixed feelings on this topic. I'm gonna be completely honest.
What if all the guys came out in drag, actually?
Lonnie.
I can't resist.
Oh my god. CC on the drums. I think if they wore wigs, I think CC's wig would fly off, honestly.
CC would have to use his natural hair. We just got to tease it up and volumize it. So,
Oh my god.
but I'm sorry, Nicole. All I can think about is that much makeup right now.
Oh, they would look so beautiful though.
Andy, BVB. Just an idea Nicole's throwing at, and if you decide to do it, you need to have Nicole at least come and help draw up some sketches for you or something, or do the makeup itself. So
you know what? This can be part of the Black Veil Comic-Con thing.
Okay, going back on track. We just got off the rails here. Going back on track. So Trinity of Terror, like 3, I mean, they have been doing a lot, playing back to back. Wow, busy men. Ranking. I know none of us have not attended, but how would you rank leg 3 for Trinity of Terror?
Okay. Can I like rank it twice? Because if we're like, to be fair, if we're ranking the set list, 10 out of 10. No, nay, 12 out of 10. Because that set list, I'm still envious of it, and I'm like low-key hoping next tour that set list may perhaps be the same. But if we're ranking it just as the show itself, I have not attended, but based upon the things that I've seen, I'd give it probably an 8 or 9 out of 10.
I'm kind of on the same boat. Set list, 100 out of 10, because I'm freaking jealous of all the fans who are getting the good goodies songs. Tour itself, 9. Yeah.
I agree with the set list. Can't beat it. Like, yeah, 100 out of 10. The tour, from what I've heard, I would probably get like an 8 just because of like the crowds too. But I really enjoy seeing that Spencer and Chris have been, kind of hopping off the stage and going into the crowds more too. Mm-hmm. I did notice that on this leg that they've been doing a bit more going not into the crowds, but up to the barricades.
Yeah, like a lot more interaction.
Yeah, I would say probably an 8. 8.5.
Okay, so I think if I heard, set list, it's a chef kiss, 100. Cloud9, we all agree on that for Black Veil Bride set list, I should say. As the tour itself, out of 10, I think it's about 9.5 again.
And I would like to take it back here for a quick minute, because Ruth, when you mentioned that fans, like whenever Black Veil Brides played last and fans would just like leave, and then Victoria, you had stated how it's like some trend that they're all hopping on, where it's cool to hate on them even though they've only heard like one song. I have to point out, I don't respect people's opinions based upon bands when they don't actually listen to them. Like, it's one thing to say that they don't like maybe We Stitch These Wounds, like when Black Veil Brides first started, but how can they compare that to where they are now? You can't sit there and say that they're shit and terrible when you haven't even listened to their newer stuff.
You know what though? We Stitch and Restitch is a great comparison to that. Because if you don't like We Stitch, it's not even near Restitch.
Exactly.
Those songs are like so much better just because they were able to record it properly.
100%. Could not agree with that statement. Yeah, agree.
So if you're basing it off of We Stitch, go listen to Restitch These Wounds.
Yes.
Exactly. I feel like all these people that aren't staying for that simple reason, they really need to get their heads out of their asses and actually go to YouTube or whatever streaming platform that they listen to music on, and they should seriously sit down and actually listen to more recent stuff before judging.
Yes.
Mhm.
100% agreed. Agreed. I can't say it better. Yep, agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, I can definitely say that all BVB fans are so proud of Black Veil Brides for this freaking whole tour they have done, like 1, 2, and 3. They deserve a well break, because I know in February they're going to the UK to perform, which is again busy bees.
And all the guys, Black Veil Brides, Ice Nine Kills, Motionless in White, this has been, if I'm not mistaken, at least I know for Black Veil Brides, this is like the biggest tour that they have done, because it's taken up pretty much majority of the whole year. They all deserve a well-rested break for not only the what's remaining of this year, but for next year as well. But like low-key hoping for another tour.
Yes, and I'm really hoping there is a next tour. And Black Veil Brides, I'm just saying, keep the same set list because we missed out on it.
Or at least keep Shadows Rise and We Stitch. Okay, and Devil. Just keep it all. Just keep it all.
Could you add Blackbird to that?
Yes, Ruth, and I want to say your Blackbird tattoo, excellent.
Yeah,
I'm twinning there with you, except I just have one line.
You're cool. You're cool. But yes, we're looking forward to the next tour, what they have, at least in the US, and hopefully to Canada for you, Victoria. They go to Canada for you.
Hopefully, just for me, just a venue for me.
And Lonnie.
Yes, be perfect.
It will be amazing. We're hoping there is a next tour, and God, who knows what Black Veil Brides is going to have in 2023. Like, it's like the Morning EP was amazing as it is, and I am looking forward to their new era, their new album. Any goodies in 2023? All I hope in 2023 is Syndium, you get your act together and ship those comic books. That is all I want. Get your act together.
Ridiculous. That is ridiculous that they didn't ship them yet.
I'm done with it. Like, I'm so over it.
Imagine though, if they actually had their shit together, we'd probably already be on issue like 5 or 6 by now.
Okay, I have a question. They came out with that Blackbird action figure.
Has not been shipped. Fans who ordered it have been waiting over a year now.
I almost ordered it too. I'm
Same
so
here.
glad I didn't.
I'm so happy I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't order the comic book, and I'm quite happy that
All right, BVBArmy, for today's fan shout out, we actually have an awesome fan that we've been noticing who's been tagging us on social media, particularly on Twitter. Their username on Twitter is Andy's Beautiful Eyes, but they go by Rayy. So we have noticed your tags on social media. We have recently saw your recent one that you said you're going to start binge watching all of our episodes to catch up what we've been doing on this podcast / show. We appreciate your kind words, and hopefully you've been enjoying all of our recent episodes and everything, and just all the fan stories we've had, all the guests we've had, discussions we've had. I know you shouted it out with our recent one of our VIP stories, but we definitely appreciate your kind words. And again, we're just hoping you're enjoying all of the episodes. And I do see from just interactions on Twitter that obviously you're a big Black Veil Brides fan, you support them and everything. So again, fan shout out goes to you, Rayy. Before we officially wrap up here, we are in the month of December, and Victoria, actually, I don't know if you know this one, but we have a dear friend whose account goes by all things Andy B, I think. Her name is Sherry. I don't know if you've seen her account on Twitter or on Instagram.
I want to say I have.
It's okay. Hopefully to any fans who are watching and listening, remember this. Our friend Sherry has been having a contest this entire year. It's called hashtag BVB Streaming Contest 22. And if you don't know, she's been asking BVB fans to put those numbers up on all streaming platforms that you can listen to Black Veil Bride's music. And just recently, I know Spotify just put out the wraps of everything of the year that I've been sharing. A lot of fans have been sharing. So basically, if you have been continuing to listen to Black Veil Brides and have those screenshots or those numbers and been hashtagging BVB streaming contest, she has prizes for all these fans for each, I think, app. So like Apple, like iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, any streaming platform. She's going to pick a winner. And I know some fans are questioning like what's happening and stuff. So here's the rundown. She gave us an update to give you guys an update. She's going to start announcing winners by the end of this month in December, but she won't yet pick out the packages yet until the end of, I think, mid-January, she told us, because she still is collecting all goodies of BVB stuff in early January too, and she'll be sending those out in January, but she will be announcing the winners this month, at the end of this month, so we cannot wait to hear those winners. And we do have one thing to show you guys that will be included in one of these packages. She has been sending us really good packages to open here, and this is the final thing she will be sending in time before the holidays. So this is from Never Take It Off. Let's see what goodie is going into this package. So I know she's been giving us some Never Take It Off things. Ooh, I see a card. Let us see what's happening. Okay, looks like from Andy's line, of course. Oh, and look at that. We have the amazing, looks like the bracelet of Savior that Never Take It Off have gotten. So it looks like the bracelet could be the necklace, although it does look like the necklace of Savior that Never Take It Off has come out with. So that will be going into one of those awesome packages of prizes. So again, you can still enter. All you have to do is stream Black Veil Bride's music and get your numbers up by the end of the year. And she will start picking winners. And please put the hashtag BVB Streaming Contest 22. Go follow her Instagram account. She's been posting a lot of the rules and stuff there. There is still time. There is still time to get one of these amazing packages from her. So Sherry, thank you again for just doing this amazing contest for a full year dedicated to Black Veil Brides. She has sent us a lot of goodies that we've been sharing on the show, and I can only imagine all the goodies she has right now in her house right now for these packages. I'm gonna be sad sending these amazing goodies away, but it's okay. They're gonna go to a well-deserved Black Veil Brides fan for sure. So thank you, Sherry. So that brings us to the end of this episode, BVB Army. We cannot thank Victoria again for coming on and telling her thoughts and opinions on leg 2 and leg 3 here. Again, thank you, Victoria.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I had a lot of fun talking about the Trinity of Terror tour, and obviously always enjoyed chatting about Black Veil Brides. So.
Of course. Yes, and we were very happy to have you and get to know you a bit more too, because I know we've been talking a little bit here on social media too. Where can fans find you on the social media platforms, Victoria?
Let me see if I get this right. You can find our Radioactive podcast if you want to follow us on Instagram. It is Radioactive Official 22, I believe. And YouTube, it's the same handle. So if you type that in, it'll come up. And if you want to follow me on Instagram too, I post a lot of guitar covers, and it's just my name at Victoria_Para.
Yes, all the links will be in the description below, BVB Army. So again, if you guys don't know, Victoria has an amazing show and podcast called Radioactive. She does a lot of fun monthly interviews or just episodes with her amazing co-host, our friend Ian, who's roughly new to it too. And there could be a possibility collaboration with us and them possibly next year. I don't know. Maybe. But yes, again, all of our social media platforms will be down below. So please go give her a follow, subscribe to her Radioactive podcast channel and her own personal YouTube channel, and go give her a follow on Instagram. Do you have a Twitter? I forgot. No. Yes.
Yeah, I got Twitter. It's, I think, Victoria_Para as well. I don't remember these things.
It's okay. We will put description below, BVB Army. And as always, we will also have our social media links down in the description. So please go give us a follow. Subscribe to our channel for weekly episodes, although we are in the month of December and we are getting very close to the end of the year, which is crazy. And next week, guys, doggy, we have a epic video for next week, and Nicole and I are somewhat done with it.
It's gonna be a lot to cover, you guys.
Gonna be a lot to cover, and we really hope we can English. And Chris, we hope we get the facts right. If not, I'm gonna say I am sorry. We are sorry.
A for effort, though.
A for effort, yes, A for effort. But we will see you guys next week here on our show. And with that, bye.